and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone.
Something's right, there's something is worth the battle. I wanna hear you say, you give me something to die for.
Hey, spooky pretties, and happy Saturday. I know that I promised last month that the last Saturday of every month would be Shark Saturday, all things sharks for the entire episode, but I have to apologize because this Saturday we will not be talking about sharks. As much as I wish we were, it did not fall in the cards for me to have this episode be shark themed. I had promised that this episode would be dedicated to the entire Jaws franchise and that I would be taking the time to watch all 4 movies and kind of review them and talk about them here with you guys today. But as some of you may have been seeing on my Instagram, I have been traveling a lot lately for work, and work itself has picked up significantly as we have discussed in these videos. COVID is still going on, which is making things extremely complicated for my job. People's schedules are changing constantly. Some conventions are still happening. Some are getting canceled at the last second. So my inbox has been extremely full. My travel schedule has been extremely full. And I just did not get the opportunity to watch all 4 Jaws films. And even though I probably could sit here and talk to you about all of them, I had a lot of cool things planned for this video that I just would not feel like I would be doing it justice if I half-assed it. So we're gonna save that Shark Saturday video for next month. I promise I will watch all 4 movies and we will discuss them and rate them and go into supreme detail then. But to make up for no Shark Saturday today, we are going to have a Scream Saturday. I know we have Scream videos every Wednesday, but I don't think you're gonna hate me if I have one more today on a Saturday. In fact, you may really enjoy this one. As I promised in my last Wednesday video, I would be coming up with something special for my next Scream video, and that is, we are going to be discussing the Scream 4 filming locations. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I was just in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where a lot of Scream 4 was filmed. And I was actually supposed to be in Ann Arbor for a convention. And unfortunately, shortly after arriving at the convention, the client I was to be working with had to cancel their appearance. So I made the best of being there and decided to visit the Scream 4 locations and also just hang out with friends and spend some time with my husband. So I thought it would be fun to not only share the pictures of the locations and some video clips I took, but to kind of talk about it with you guys here today. So let's start off with just how the day went. So let's just start off with how I kind of took the entire Scream 4 tour. We arrived on Thursday night and decided to hit up the locations on Friday. So I wanted to hit up as many as I could on Friday, as these houses are still lived in by people in actual neighborhoods. So I thought if I showed up on Friday, maybe some of these people would be working and it wouldn't be so awkward that I was taking pictures of their house and outside of their house. So, you know, I tried to not be awkward about it. So I thought showing up on Friday might be our best bet. Now, the only 2 locations that are actually in Ann Arbor are Jill's house and Olivia's house, and they are directly next door to each other. So let's talk about Jill's house first. It's 3 stories, it's massive, and yes, the upper half has now been changed colors. It used to be a gray color in the film, but now the upper half is blue, and you should be seeing some pictures of it right now, and it is gorgeous. All the houses in the Ann Arbor area were gorgeous. I can see why they filmed in this area, not just because it was cheaper than filming in LA, but because it was just plain beautiful. Olivia's house is directly next door, and it's a little bit smaller than Jill's, but still just as nice. The lawns are kept glorious, like professionally done, it looks like to me. The entire street looked something out of like a Martha Stewart magazine. It was just beautiful. So take a look now at a clip of me checking out the houses. where I give you the addresses and just show you an up close and personal look. The addresses will also be listed below if you care to write them down yourself and visit them one day. We are coming up on the house of Jill Roberts, 1005 Lincoln Avenue in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And right next to it is Olivia Morris's house at 1007 Lincoln Avenue in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So they truly are next door to each other. After we visited Jill and Olivia's house, we headed over to Dewey and Gale's house. And when we showed up at Dewey and Gale's, there was a car parked right in front of it with a gentleman loading it with stuff, and also a construction vehicle. So when we first got there, I was like, crap, I don't know how we're gonna do this. There's cars here. But we kind of circled around the block because it looked like the gentleman was just about to leave, and sure enough, he pulled out and left. And the construction vehicle was still a little bit in the way, but my husband and I were still able to make the camera angles work, so you did not see the construction vehicle in my photos. So we didn't spend a ton of time there, and I did not get a clip in front of the house as I did with Jill and Olivia's. But as you can see, the house looks so much like it did in the film. Nothing much has changed. Even the trees and plants look the same. And that street that Dewey and Gale's house is on is in fact the street that Kirby speeds down. So I also took a couple of pictures from the angle that we see Dewey yelling at Kirby, and you can screen match the trees because they still look the same, which I thought was really cool. After Dewey and Gale's house, we headed to Kirby's house, which I was extremely excited about, since that's kind of where everything goes down. However, it was in a more secluded area, so I couldn't get as close to the house as I could with the previous homes because it's on a much bigger plot of land and the driveway is much deeper, as you can see here in the pictures. And I was not gonna walk up and get as close as possible because I would be walking on their property, whereas in the other pictures I could stand on the sidewalk and technically not be on their property. And in times of COVID, I just didn't feel appropriate to intrude on people like that. So I didn't want to test my luck. I didn't want to go to jail just because I wanted to get up on their property. That wouldn't have been cool. However, I do still think I snagged some awesome pictures of this beautiful location. So now why don't you take a look at the clip I took driving by Kirby's house, and you can just see how big and massive the house itself is and the property is on. And again, it's so gorgeous and so well taken care of. I wish I could have gone inside or seen the back of it, but at least I got as close as I possibly could. So take a look now, and the address is included in this video as well. All right, we are now coming up on Kirby's house, 19223 Clement Road in Northville, Michigan. After we visited Kirby's house, we then headed to the bookstore that Sydney visited when doing her book tour. That is actually located in the area of Northville, and I will include the address down below. And it is different than what we see in the film. A lot has changed in that downtown area. The buildings don't look the same, things have been repainted, the awnings have changed. So I took some pictures as best I could, but you can still see that overall it's the same area. You can see some of the bricks are still the same, and you can see the shapes of the building are the same, but like I said, some of the paint has been changed, some of the awnings have been changed. The door itself that we see that is actually used as like a window in Scream 4. It was like a maroon red color. It's actually blue now, like a bright blue. And it's a door. It's not actually just like a window where they had the poster in. It's a door. And then there is a little cutout entry in there. And it's actually a coffee shop. And we did go inside and it looks nothing like the movie. It was just a coffee shop. It had pastries and drinks and salads, and it was really cool. And we hung out in there for a while because it was really, really hot when we were visiting these locations, and it was a nice place to cool down. So I also took some pictures of myself in front of the buildings that were across the street from the bookstore, because we do see those in the films, and that's what's changed a lot. So if you're looking at those and you're like, oh, they look a little different, it's because they are. So we ended up visiting the high school the next day because it was actually about 45 minutes in the opposite direction of where we needed to go. It's in Dearborn, Michigan, and I was able to spend a little bit more time there since it wasn't, you know, a home of someone's. So we walked around a bit more, took more pictures, took a video, and you can check that out now. Okay, we are in front of the Woodsboro High School in Scream 4. It is located at 4951 Ternes Street in Dearborn, Michigan. About 45 minutes from Ann Arbor, depending on traffic. I'm gonna get some pictures and take a closer look for you guys. The high school is actually a middle school, and it's a very large middle school, I might add. And they did have some gates up, so you could not go like behind it, and I could not go around into the back of it to check that out and get a closer look. They had those blocked off with some gates, but at least I was able to see the front of the high school / middle school and get some good pictures of that. It was interesting to see because it's directly across the street from homes. Like, you just take a couple steps and you're in somebody's yard. So that school was located right in the middle of a neighborhood. So I bet that was really interesting for them to film around and for people to be able to watch right outside their homes, you know? And if I think about it, the Woodsboro High School in California that's used in the original film, that is also directly across the street from homes, except that's not a high school, that's a community center. But either way, you take a couple steps and you're right in somebody's yard. So like I said, it's probably interesting to have something like that filmed directly in front of you. And last on my Scream 4 locations tour, we took a visit to the Stab-a-thon Barn, or at least we tried to. It was on our way home, so we did that on Sunday, and it was in Saline, Michigan. I believe that's how you pronounce that. And it was, like I said, it was in the direction of us going home, so that's why we chose to go there last. And it is like a massive driveway. And when we pulled up, there were people in the driveway actually conversing, and then it looked like they had their horses out and they were training or working with the horses. So I 100% did not feel comfortable driving up on the driveway and bothering anybody, especially during COVID. So we just got some shots from the street, and then we did a drive-by where you can see the entire property and the barn itself. It'd be really cool to one day go inside. Maybe I'll get the opportunity to do that, maybe I won't. But either way, it was still really cool to get to see that and to find where it was located. It was really interesting because we just kept talking to each other and being like, I wonder how they found this specific barn, because it's just out in the middle of nowhere. So whoever did the location scouting for this film, they did a really good job. So check out the clip now of the barn and the property. Okay, we are coming up on the barn used in the Stab-a-thon. I'm not gonna be able to get closer on the property because they're training horses right now, and I don't wanna disturb them. And in times of COVID, I don't think it's nice if I insert myself. But it's at 9980 Saline Waterworks Road in Saline, Michigan. So all addresses that I visited will be listed below. If you've ever been to these places, let me know, leave a comment. after taking a look at these pictures, tell me which location is your favorite and why. I want to know. But before we leave today, since I still feel really bad we did not have an official Shark Saturday, let's not only talk about locations, let's talk about some of the Scream items I ended up picking up at the convention I was at. So as I mentioned, I was supposed to be at this convention working, but my client had to cancel. Well, I did still partake in some shopping at the convention because I was there. Didn't want to miss out snagging any awesome goodies, and I sure found some awesome goodies. So instead of saving this for a Wednesday video, let's show it now. The convention I attended was called Astronomicon, and it was located in Ann Arbor. And let's see what I found. First off, I was really excited about this. I found a Scream 2 promo movie pen. It is supposed to be promoing the VHS release. Price to own December 1st. Scream 2, directed by Wes Craven and written by Kevin Williamson, printed in USA, Buena Vista Home Entertainment. So I believe these were passed out at like Blockbuster, maybe Hollywood Video, and worn to let people know this was gonna be on sale. So cool. I've always wanted one of these, and now I finally have one. The vendor that was selling this is called 12 Gauge Gore, and he's a good friend of ours. And when he had this, I was like, Joe, I need this. Like, pull that out of the case right now. So I snagged it right up. Cool, cool, huh? I also picked up this bad boy, which is brand new. Look at this. It just says knife. Ghostface knife, and Ghostface lives. Ghostface, the icon of Halloween, with the Scream 4 image that we're used to seeing and the dark red and black tags. This is brand new. It even says right here, manufacture date is April to June of 2021. So some vendors already had this. Some suppliers already have this in their stock. But there's the Fun World logo and the As Seen in Scream logo. And Ghostface lives, that's new. Looks like that's gonna be on some of the packaging. And here's the knife. It's not like a buck 120, it's more like a big butcher kitchen knife. And it's like a bloody, rusty look. See there? And this was priced at $4.99. Nothing on the back, just complete cardboard with some twisty ties. But there you have it. What do we think of this? Leave a comment if you've got an opinion. Next, after that, I picked up a Ghostface Bloody Blade. The manufacture date on this is 2019, October to December of 2019. So not too long ago. We've got the Bloody Blade title up here with the Ghostface logo, an icon of Halloween, and it says, unique design allows blood to flow from handle to blade and back again. So let me demonstrate. So this is more shaped like a buck 120. Obviously not completely screen accurate, but definitely a better shape than the big old knife over here. This one looks more like a movie one. There we go. Ooh, bloody. It says turn upside down and watch the blood ooze. Take care when using. Blood can permanently stain some fabrics and surfaces, and never use blood or makeup in carpeted areas. Good to know. And we've got the Fun World logo, and As Seen in Scream, content info. And this was priced at $6, $5.99. So there you go. Pick one of those up. And last but not least, guys, I know this video is a bit long today, but maybe it'll make up for it not being Shark Saturday. I picked up some newer metallic masks. I have had the 2011 metallic masks. I believe they're 2011. I'd have to go back downstairs and look. But I have had a set of metallic masks since 2011, but I hadn't picked up any previously made metallic, so I decided to pick a couple of them up. They had this blue metallic bad boy. Look at him. He's gorgeous, guys. You can see my hands are here. So the eye holes are a little thin, Not very dark, but you can always fix that. And here is the tag. The dark red ghost face tag. This was priced at $15. I didn't think that was a bad price. And the manufacture date was April to June of 2019. So definitely newer than the ones I got in 2011. Definitely feel like these colors are very vibrant. It's a smooth chin, no stamp there. However, I'm guessing it's on the inside. Yep, right in here, upper left-hand corner is where the stamp is located. Just like those ultra whites I showed recently. It's right here, you can feel it and kind of see it. There you go. And there is a strap here to put around your head. And we've got all the trademark information and Fun World stuff on the back. So I definitely snagged these up because I thought they were really pretty and I thought it would be nice to have some of the newer ones in my collection. I haven't featured my older set yet, but I will in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. They also had a purple one. Again, the manufacture date was April to June of 2019. I've got the plastic still here on the inside, which is kind of cool. And look at this purple, y'all. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. Stunning. Love it. Same as the blue one, smooth chin, stamps on the inside, strap on the inside. Got the logos here. They had several of each color. Just blue, green, and purple is all they had, but they had several of each, and I went through every single one and picked out my favorite. And last, we've got a green one. Look at that, holy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Look at the shape, I think it's so nice. This one also has the factory plastic still inside. Here's the tag. Again, they were all priced at $14.99. I thought that was extremely reasonable, especially with the new movie coming out. And the fact that these are nice condition. Pretty, right? Which one's your favorite color? Let me know. So thanks for tuning in this Saturday with me. I promise 1 month from now, it'll be all about sharks, but I'm sure you enjoyed this one as well. And as I mentioned, let me know if you've been to the SCRE4M locations and what you thought, or if you plan on taking a trip in the future. And let me know what was your favorite item featured here today and your thoughts on any of it. And I will catch you guys on Monster Monday and my upcoming Wednesday Scream collection series. You guys keep it weird and make it Meggy. Have a good weekend.